Okay, so today we finish Masechet Chullin in the Daf Yomi, tomorrow starting Bechorot. And the Gemara discusses here the halachot of Shiloh Haken, and very interestingly it brings up the case of what happens if a parent tells his child to climb a tree and do Shiloh Haken and bring back the offspring for him, and falls down and dies. How does this fit in theologically with the fact that the two only mitzvot that the Torah says that there's arichut yamim, long life, is for kibud horim and for Shiloh Haken? And Rabbi Yaakov here explains that it's not in the Olam Hazeh, rather in the Olam Haba. And the Gemara asks, how could that be? How do you know that that's really true? And the Gemara answers, well, very possibly he actually saw this case, and therefore he had to interpret it that way. And not only that, Rabbi Yaakov happens to be the grandson of Elisha ben Avuyah, who used to be a great sage and became a heretic. And the Gemara says that one of the reasons possibly that he became a heretic was because he saw this kind of tragedy where a parent told his son to climb a tree and bring the offspring, and fell off the ladder and died. So the Gemara says, had he known what his grandson would be teaching in the future, possibly he would not have ended up the way he did. And something also very interesting, the Gemara says, so forget the fact that the Torah promises that you're going to have a long life. What about the fact that we know that when you do a mitzvah, there's a certain kind of protection that you have? I think many people know the minhag that many people have today. If you're traveling far away, so you give somebody a little bit of tzedakah, so they're a shliach mitzvah, and then hopefully they will not be harmed. So the Gemara answers that when there is danger that is natural, so there's no protection for that, even if you are doing a mitzvah. So for instance, if you're off to save somebody's life, and you're driving around without a seatbelt, and God forbid, there's a crash, don't expect that there's going to be some kind of miracle, nothing will happen, because again, natural disasters are just there, and there's no real protection against that. And I think that the underlying message here, the most important thing is, of both of these things that I just mentioned now, is that it doesn't have to be contradictory to live a fully Jewish spiritual life and be a rational thinker. These are two different levels of existence, and I think with a little bit of complexity of thought, we really can be thinking deeply about the different occurrences that we see around us, and it doesn't have to be contradictory. So I'll end here with the other option of why Elisha ben Avuyah became a heretic. Ika de'amli, there are those who say, Lishna de Rabbi Chutzpitam Turgeman Chaza, that he saw the tongue of Chutzpitam Turgeman, who was a great sage who was killed by the Romans. De'ava muteret bashpa. He saw his tongue lying in the garbage. Amar peshe fik margaliot, a mouth that has produced these pearls. Ilcho chafar, will be licking the soil now. Vehu lo yada lema'an yitav lach be'olam shekulo tov. And he, Elisha ben Avuyah, did not know this teaching of lema'an yitav lach, that you shall inherit good be'olam shekulo tov, which is referring to the Olam Haba. Lema'an yirichun yamecha be'olam shekulo aroch. And the promise of Leman Yarichun Yamecha is for the world which is fully long, which is another synonym for the Olam Haba. Hadran alach Shiloh Haken uslika la Masechet Chullin.